live.
They just keep getting louder and louder every week. I love you guys.
Fans love us, man. They love us.
Yeah.
Love us.
I always imagine like our opening segments being like the intro for the show being kind of just like a bunch of SNL type of like style where like we're just walking through town and it's like jazz music, even though it's not really jazz music. It's probably like something like cinematic and like crazy. In my head, it makes sense. In my head, there's a fantasy, and I love it.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome back to Our Real Addiction. It is episode 116. I believe it's like episode 4 or 5 into season 3.
Yeah, I mean, we started season 3 at the beginning of May, so this is technically episode 4.
Okay, so this is episode 4 of season 3, also episode 116. Super exciting stuff. Again, we got more shows coming later early next month and also mid-month.
Summer.
Yeah, exactly. This summer, Our Real Addiction is excited to present.
Our Real Addiction expands.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, really, that was the goal for season 3. Is to get more content out. Again, this week we have a 2-episode week as well. Completely forgot to mention that. We have obviously
we did mention it last episode.
We forgot.
We were like, we're doing it. We're watching fast. Let's do it. Double episode time.
Yeah. So this week you're getting double episodes again. You're getting one obviously today on Wednesday and on Friday. Our spoiler review of the Fast and Furious 10. I was gonna say 11. Fast and Furious 10 or Fast 10. We're gonna give you our initial thoughts immediately right out of the theater. We won't obviously have box office. We'll have box office in the following episode, and we may actually have a special guest on where Miguel does a special segment for next week's episode. For Miguel's friend to talk about the Fast and Furious, the latest installment in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, and all his thoughts, and because he loves these movies, so I'm excited to see exactly if this movie did it for him or if it didn't, or if it just, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Definitely will. So like we said, we got more content coming in June. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@ourrealaddiction. Those are going to be the only places you are going to be able to watch both Movie News Monday and TV Inquiry. Obviously, Movie News Monday will be hosted by me and TV Inquiry being hosted by Miguel. These are separate individual shows under the Our Real Addiction brand that are still going to be within the continuity of the podcast and everything we're doing here, but they are not podcasts. Essentially, TV Inquiry is going to specialize in talking the specifics on TV show or shows in general. I shouldn't say TV shows because it sounds like we're excluding streaming shows. That's not the case. But TV Inquiry is going to be specializing.
Well, I don't mind it because like we did grow up with that term, so now we're just, I guess we have to adapt to it. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. So, it's just like obviously TV Inquiry is going to be really focusing on Miguel's strength because of how much he watches television shows, a lot more than I do. So we really want to spread that, we really want to share that with you of how much Miguel's watching because I'm pretty sure there's shows that you guys watch that also Miguel watches as well that we just unfortunately don't have time to talk about on the podcast. In terms of Movie News Monday, like I said, those are going to be 5 to 10 minute episodes, giving you updates on what is going on in the movie news, or the movie news world, I should say, the film industry, what's going on as a whole in there, on topics that we can't cover on the podcast, and even future topics on the podcast. We may give you a little insight on topics we may be talking about in future episodes of Our Real Addiction, or even that following episode on Wednesdays. So Movie News Monday is going to be on Wednesdays. Obviously, the podcast is going to be on Wednesdays as we have reverted back to that. And then, did we agree on TV Inquiry being Thursdays? Did we?
Fridays? No. Yeah, Thursdays.
Yeah. And then you're going to get spoiler reviews on Fridays, essentially the day they come out, but they're going to be there for anybody who sees it opening night just like us. And then in late July, we're going to have a double upload for spoiler review, so you'll get one on Friday and on Saturday. Excuse me, getting tongue tied here. But that's the whole mission for season 3 of Our Real Addiction is more
That was
content.
Adam with the morning announcements.
Yeah, really.
I love it.
That's really been the whole the mindset of season 3 is more content more frequently. We want to give you guys more content. We want to grow the brand. We want to get you guys more involved. I'm sure we got goals for for season 4, but we'll that is some ways away. But yeah, I mean, hey, we got a fun episode for you. It's probably going to be a shorter one considering there isn't a lot going on in the movie news right now. But these are things we kind of want to talk about to you guys. Give you our thoughts as well as a little look into what's going on in the movie news world. But obviously, as always, we're going to start off with the box office numbers. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire away. So,
what's at number 5?
Coming in at number 5 is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, making a grand total of $2.5 million, bringing the grand total up to $16.6 million. My mom saw it. She didn't like it. She didn't think it was all that. She's been telling me for like the last 3 weeks for me to mention it on the podcast, that she didn't like the movie. So
does she have a reasons why?
I don't remember what she said. She just thought it was dumb. She thought it was a dumb film. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what it's about. It was about that young girl. But yeah, she just didn't think it was anything special. So I haven't seen it. It made money this week, but hey, hats off to it.
Oh, I like number 4. I hope we're looking at the same list.
I'm on the Box Office Mojo.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I've always used. But anyways, coming in at number 4 is Evil Dead Rise, making a grand total of $3.7 million, bringing its grand total up to $132 million. 60 of that being domestic and 71 of that being international. I still haven't seen it. I know it's coming to streaming services soon, so that's when I will see it. Maybe you'll get a review on it. We'll see.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one for sure. I've been wanting to, but you should definitely see it in movie theater before it hits streaming. I say to get the full experience, to know that you are in the director's hands and you are going to go through this roller coaster, and you're going to have fun and get really, really scared.
I don't need the full experience, but if you do, please go see it in movie theaters. Yeah. But
convince Adam to see.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. I'm good. I'm okay. Thank you, though. Appreciate that. For you wanting me to see it in theaters. That's just something I will not be doing. Coming in at number 3, making 3 more than Evil Dead Rise is Book Club: The Next Chapter at $6.7 million. Bringing its.
I feel like this is here at this position because of Mother's Day.
Yeah, I can see that.
I feel like it's a movie that like the girls and their moms are gonna go out and see and have a good time. And I mean, come on, the cast is pretty funny. I'm mostly a big fan of Jane Fonda, so to see her and then of course Diane Keaton, I like both of those girls together. They're pretty fun together. But I like the target audience for this. This is basically just like moms having fun or grandmas having fun. Still moms, I want to say personally, but it's like girls trip. But just like for the older crowd.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, definitely. So made 6.7.
It looks fun. It looks like a fun movie.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the first one.
I don't see it advancing anywhere than where it's at right now though.
I couldn't give you any of that input in terms of like if I think it would. But who knows though? Because I feel like films like these just get sequel after sequel. And they kind of go under the radar. They go in and out the box office.
At this point, the next chapter, like it's gonna be like the next one is gonna be like the final chapter,
the trilogy.
Or like, it begs the question whether it's gonna continue with just like that type of consistency.
No, I get what you
Fast
mean.
and Furious.
I get what you mean. Well, who knows? Hey, hold on there.
What? They don't correlate. Nothing correlates.
Bro, they went from driving cars to stopping nuclear submarines. How that is so realistic. That's what I do. I on Monday I race, and then on Saturdays I'm stopping nuclear submarines. Come on, those are the like 3 jobs that I work.
That just reminds me of like those Disney Channel movies, like the original movies, where it's like Henry Danger, just an average high schooler, but before lunch, he's gonna save the world.
What is it? Wendy
That just sounds like what you. Yeah, that just sounds like you right now.
or what is it? The Princess Protection Program.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good movie.
That one
That's a good
was.
movie.
You know what else was good? Camp Rock 2, especially that the lakeside scene. You know what
Oh
I'm
no.
talking
Yeah, I know, but no.
about.
No,
but back
thank you.
to but back to Book Club. It made $6.7 million. That's majority of what it's made. I think it's been out like 2 weeks now. But it made it's made $10.5 million. 7.3 that being domestic and 3.1 of that being international. I can't see it losing money considering a film like these aren't expensive to make. Um, but yeah, I mean,
I
that's
mean, not really. It's just kind of like a big trip.
yeah,
And it's mostly kind of just like what's the word? Like video tourism
yeah,
where you just go somewhere and you encourage someone to go and they're like, "Oh, that looks like fun. We should go do that." And then they go do it.
yeah,
Um,
definitely. I can see that. I
yeah.
can see that happening. You can cut costs and needing. I don't know. They definitely had permits and stuff, but for the cast size, they probably didn't need insurances. Who knows? Who
They
knows?
probably did.
Oh yeah, true. You're
Who
international.
knows?
You're international. But yeah, that comes in at number 2. Or excuse me, number 3. Coming in at number 2 is the Super Mario Bros. Coming in at $12.6 million, bringing the grand total up to $1.2 billion. More the numbers haven't
Crazy.
changed in terms of international and domestic. Still right around the same as what it was last week, but it's now up to $1.2 billion.
Wow.
Yeah,
And it's coming to streaming services for you guys to rent and buy soon.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Which
Um,
I'll finally will be able to watch it.
you should have just saw
I
it in
just don't know when it's
theaters.
releasing.
Should just
Eh,
that's a film.
Oh, I can watch it now. Hang on a second. Watching it. What does this mean? The Super Mario movie. Oh, it takes me to the website so I can watch it. Yeah, it's on digital now, technically. And you can get it on Apple TV, Prime Video, Vudu, obviously rent or buy, and every other streaming service as well.
Believe me.
AMC Theaters on Demand.
Yeah.
Is that part of AMC Stubs?
No, that is. I actually, to be entirely honest, I don't know. But AMC does have its own streaming service, or AMC On Demand. But coming in at number 1 with no surprise is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, making $62 million, bringing the grand total up to $536 million. 219 of that being domestic and 316 of that being international. It's already beat Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantum Mania. So yeah, it is. That's unfortunate because Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantum Mania made 475 million. I think it beat it a couple days ago. Might even have beaten it last week.
Oh,
Yeah, but
well,
with
if you guys haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, go check it out.
yeah,
Because it's a fun
definitely.
movie and I've seen it twice.
I'm getting a little concerned with it making $1 billion though, considering all the films we have coming out in the next month and a half starting this week. I'm
Yeah, I feel like Fast might knock it out.
I
Because as much
definitely
as we
will.
like to like talk it out, like talk bad about that movie and just think how outrageous it is, people are gonna go see this
Oh
movie.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. I'm just gonna go ahead before we get into any topics. I'm gonna fire off all the films coming out this week until June 30th, and this is 1 week at a time. So coming out obviously this week is Fast 10. Coming out next week is The Little Mermaid on May 26th. June 2nd is Across the Spider-Verse. June 9th is Transformers. June 16th is The Flash and Elemental. June 23rd is Astro City and No Hard Feelings. And June 30th is Indiana Jones. That's just for the rest of May and
Damn.
all of July, or excuse me, all of June. That doesn't include July. Um, But we know Barbie, Oppenheimer are both in July, later in the month.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice. Well,
You wanted to do
good luck, Guardians.
you wanted to do a spoiler review for Little Mermaid, right?
I'm definitely seeing it. I'm not too sure about the spoiler review, but we can if you like.
Well, we had talked about it
We can make.
next week because I mean, hey guys, all I'm saying is if you got, I mean, I'm more than willing to do it, but we could.
I'm watching this movie for sure. I
Well, I'm
cannot
gonna, yeah,
not
so
watch
am
this
I.
movie.
So am I. So we could potentially have five for the next 5 weeks, 2 episode weeks, because obviously Fast and Furious, Little Mermaid, you're coming up for Spider Verse, Transformers is coming out, and then the following week is The Flash. Actually, six because we're both seeing Astro City as well.
Yeah.
And how do you miss Indiana Jones? Hey, so we're officially a 2 week podcast, guys. 2 episode week podcast, guys. This has been super exciting. Breaking news, actually. This is news to us as well.
No rest for the wicked, I guess.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
No
Yeah.
rest for Brooklyn. Oh, I freaking added it to my damn playlist.
You're gonna
now I wake up, I'm just kind of like, no rest for dude.
Dude, you're
I
gonna
keep
get
talking about
butchered.
that scene every time. People bring up to me like, "Did you go see Guardians? Did you go see Guardians?" I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
Still only seen it
And
once.
I just, oh,
I know.
it's so good.
I know.
It's so good.
Yeah, but
All
that's
right.
going to do it for the box office. We got smaller topics for you today. Disney has kind of had, I don't want to say like a filled week, but they've kind of made a lot of announcements. The first things first is park related, where they have announced that some pass holders are going to have the ability to change reservation days to another day. So like if you can't make it, you're going to be able to change it to another day so that you don't get dinged. Which is I think a pretty awesome perk to get included with your annual pass. Because that is something when I was a pass holder, this most recent time we didn't have that, and if you got a strike, it was like pretty bad because once you get one, it's easy to get two and three.
What are these strikes? I don't understand.
So with the new Magic Keys, essentially you had 3 strikes. If you had 3 strikes within like a 90-day window, you couldn't go for a month to Disneyland. It was basically to penalize you for Disney not being able to maximize profit because you were taking up a spot within the Disney within the parks in Anaheim. A lot of it had to do with COVID because that's when they brought the reservation system over here.
Oh, okay.
So
like, that is so ridiculous. Are you gonna penalize somebody for still spending a monthly pass on you? Like,
yeah, it kind of is.
Going in to it, everyone's gonna spend money regardless. Like Disneyland day trips or 2-day park hopper trips, whatever, are not $200 spend like minimum. You
Yeah.
go in there and one day you spend $1,000 and the next day you spend another grand and you're like, oh my God, what did I do to myself?
Yeah.
So this penalized thing is stupid, but continue.
No, yeah. So that's what they've announced that they're to some degree taking it away for certain. I don't know what if it was certain pass holders or specific pass holders are going to get it. I feel like if you're in the lower tier pass, you're less likely to miss going because you already have limited days that you can go to the parks to begin with. So I feel like you're less likely to miss because if you miss it, you probably can't go for like the next month or so. I mean, because I remember you used to have a hard time, going to Disneyland when you had a pass because you had would you have like the SoCal Select, and it's like you can only go Monday through Thursday.
No, sir.
What'd you have?
No, sir. In the beginning, I did, but then I upgraded, and it was the $45 one at the time, and that was like the second to highest one. And like, there were times where my friend Jennifer and I would just like get out of class, drive over to Disneyland, get hot cocoa, get on one ride, and then go back to class because we both had like night classes.
Yeah, those are the days. Those were the days. So easy to just go to Disneyland.
Because it was just so convenient. Like,
yeah,
I didn't have to pay for parking. It was right there. Like, all I had to do was just get in there and find a parking spot.
Yeah. They've made it so hard.
Yeah, those were the days. They definitely. I want them to make it like easier or at least more appealing for me to like get a pass again because for those who've had passes before and are like now seeing all these price increases and like all these little knickknacks of like penalizing people for whatever it as a consumer it just doesn't seem appealing to me because knowing myself I probably get the three strikes for whatever reason or even then I would just be like upset
Yeah.
that I got three strikes because it's like why
Yeah. No, definitely.
I don't know.
Um,
That's
but
go ahead. I don't know. Is Disney under fire right now? What's going on?
kind of. So, not really. They're trying to make changes because Bob Iger is now in charge again. But so also Marvel Studios has announced that Loki season 2 is arriving on October 6th, and all of the episodes for Echo are coming to Disney Plus on November 29th. I didn't check the days. I would have to assume one's a Wednesday, the other's a Friday. Only because let's see, what is it? October 6th. That's a Friday, and then November 29th is a Wednesday. Makes sense. So, Loki probably isn't going to it's probably going to end the week before Echo comes out. I can see that placing that mainly because those are two very different spectrums on the MCU. This is following up Loki. We get more of Kang, and then we get Echo, which we know Charlie Cox's Daredevil is confirmed to be in that. So I don't want to say MCU fatigue because these are two different things. I'm
No,
pretty
this is
excited.
MCU hype. This is MCU
Yeah,
hype.
yeah,
Loki season
yeah.
2. Hell yeah. Are you kidding? And I mean, I love to see Daredevil. I want to see it. I want to see his story for sure. Marvelized or Disneyized, whatever.
Yeah.
This is hype. I'm happy for that. So that's great news for me. I'm marking down my calendar. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no real big information on how big of a role Charlie Cox will play in Echo, but we do know he's in at least a couple episodes. So obviously, I
it could
got
be
no
as
issues.
minor as how he was in
I think he'll, I
She-Hulk.
think he'll be bigger because Echo's gonna take place in New York. So,
Hmm.
but lastly, with Disney is they've also announced that Disney Plus and Hulu are merging into one singular app.
Yeah.
And
Which is, I think, for
prices.
the Americas is late because I feel like other continents have been having Hulu and Disney merging as an app together.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
really weird how it works overseas because Hulu isn't available in some countries. Also, Disney Plus is different. There was overseas at least there was a lot more rated mature content on Disney Plus prior to them adding the Netflix stuff onto Disney Plus in America. When I was in Europe, because we were on your European satellite servers, we had different access to different shows while we were in Europe. So there was a lot more sports content. There was a lot more of they had what was it? Pam and Tommy. That was on Disney Plus in Europe. As opposed to Hulu, there was a Hulu show here, so they're merging the two. I don't know. I don't know if they did a release date or they announced the date when it was coming that they're merging the two. But it's a popular
well,
thing.
as of now, uh, uh, you can basically the Disney Plus bundle is available now. Even without merging like of the services.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, this is coming from comingsoon.net, and at
Mm-hmm.
the time of writing, there are three bundles available for US customers. These are the Disney Bundle Duo Basic at $9.99 per month. That includes Disney and Hulu with ads. The Disney Bundle Trio Basic that's $12.99 per month. That includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN with ads, and the Disney Bundle Trio Premium at $19.99 monthly with Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, no ads for Disney and Hulu, but ads for ESPN.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
I'm assuming those prices are going to be adjusted soon. Are they going to completely remove those bundles, considering the apps are going to merge? They're not gonna. I don't think they'll keep or give the option to have both apps because I think look at what like HBO Max and Discovery are doing. They're merging it into one app called Max. I'm assuming Hulu is just gonna go under the name Disney Plus. It's not going to have anything changed. This could be a turning leaf for Disney because they're essentially all of all of Disney's matured own content is under the Hulu brand. But Disney is now, we know last year they added the Netflix Marvel stuff, which is all rated M. They're going to be adding probably all of their Hulu stuff. So it's interesting to see, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's all parental controls too. That's
Yeah.
already been in addition. So whether or not parents allow their kids to watch rated M, television shows, it's really all it defies on them. But they gave you the option, which is great, and if they don't, then there it is. But it is a pretty cool step in the right direction, I believe, in order for the Disney illusion of it just being PG, being finally over. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, definitely. Um, Before we get into the main topic, the Fast and Furious, obviously Fast 10 is coming out this week. Is Miguel already rolling his eyes? Go
yeah,
ahead.
I am.
Hey, go ahead.
This
Go
is
ahead. You know what?
freaking stupid.
Before I get into the good stuff, go ahead and have your moment to complain about the Fast and Furious franchise. I'm gonna mute my mic just for you to go
No,
ranting
don't
off.
mute. No, you're fine. It's okay. No. I just think it's freaking dumb that you're gonna add a part one, two, and three to it doesn't make sense. You're gonna make why? You know what? Why? Because money. That's all it is. It's just money, and they got it, and they're gonna make it, and they're gonna keep doing movies, and it's gonna suck. And
Oh
then they're probably
man.
gonna kill Toretto off at the end, or they're gonna do another reveal where I don't freaking know. I don't know.
I had tears in my
But I
eyes.
just don't see where this movies are going. Like, especially with all the continuity error that's been going on. It doesn't make sense.
I
And almost every villain is suddenly a friend by the next one. What the sorry. Take it away. Let's get through this topic. Please. Oh God. I'm good. You can unmute it.
No,
Get back.
no, no, no,
Oh.
no, no. I didn't unmute. I wasn't unmute my mic, so you can just completely go off uninterrupted. Uh,
God, I want to cry. Like it's just
so
it's just
I've got tears of laughter in my eyes right now.
good.
But
I'm glad I was able to provide
if
tears of laughter instead of tears of desperation. Like why?
if you
Six
haven't
six
heard,
point 62 billion. This is so dumb. Oh my God.
is that how much they've made?
So far, the amount of money that the Fast and Furious franchise has earned through 10 films.
All right. Okay. If you haven't heard, if you haven't heard, um, if the Fast and Furious family is currently on the press tour for the 10th film. Vin Diesel recently teased that there is not one more film, but two more, making 10, 11, and 12 allegedly the final trilogy in the Fast and Furious franchise. Obviously, Miguel very upset. He thinks it's very dumb because the continuity is no longer logical. After the submarine, we've talked about it many times. The only thing left for them to do was join the Avengers and fight Thanos.
When I checked out was when they did like I forgot which one it was, but they kind of they swing from one cliff to another using a raggedy bridge that like breaks off, and Dom somehow like adjusts it to his
I think
hydraulics
that was the last
and is
one.
able. Yeah, that's. I mean, how are you not checked out too?
I think it's just kind of like you just continue to go watch it because you grew up with these films. Um, it's kind of like being loyal to that. It's like being loyal to like a bad sports team. Okay,
I get it.
you
I get it.
it's you are You don't want to show up because of how much pain it's going to be, but you're going to show up because of how much you remember joy they would bring you growing up. In positive news of the Fast and Furious franchise, Paul Walker's daughter revealed actually she is going to have a cameo within this one. She went on in an Instagram post saying, "I was born into the Fast family. I am so blessed I am so blessed to be able to honor my dad's legacy." And she posted her in a scene, what looks like on an airplane. So she is gonna have a small cameo, Meadow Walker. So I think that's pretty cool, actually.
I like that name, Meta
Meadow,
Walker.
Meadow, like yeah, like a
That's
meadow,
cool.
not like meadow, like a meadow, like a
Oh,
meadow,
metal. I'm
like a
over here
meadow of
thinking
like a
Meta, like
grass meadow.
Meta. I'm thinking Meta, like
Yeah,
META.
it can easily roll off the tongue that way.
I
Yeah.
mean, like, oh, cool. She's aware of herself.
But she's gonna be in it. Obviously, there's so much speculation that Brian is gonna be in this film. I really hope so. Just because if they're gonna wrap it up, I understand Paul Walker's no longer with us, but there's the power of CGI. You know.
And it wouldn't be the first time either. Like, we did get a CGI Paul Walker. It wasn't for the entirety of the movie, but just as a little see you again, farewell,
Yeah.
which they're going to, or they might just pay respects and give a whole other reason why she's absent.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Or
definitely.
they might even like get dramatic and kill him off in the movie.
I don't think they'll do that. That I think is
I feel like that's a total disrespect. Not gonna
oh,
lie.
100%. And I think they're not dumb. They're not dumb when it comes to something like that. Also, apparently The Rock is returning. Somebody who said he would never go back to the Fast and Furious franchise, saying that him and Vin Diesel did squash the beef, but he has no interest in working in them. It kind of feels like he is only doing it because everything he's joined has kind of died. He wanted to be Black Adam, and look at
He
that.
said Plan Z. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, Plan Z. It's kind of like, hey,
Yikes.
everything I do is just not working out. I revived you guys' franchise for Fast Five. Please let me come back. Um, you know, and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know what? Rock. I don't know.
How you feel about that though? Rock coming back, Dwayne the Rocky Johnson.
I feel like they might just bring him back for like a cameo or something. Like one event. They really want to push Avengers on this damn franchise.
I
Like they
think they've
want to have their
mentioned that
Avengers
too.
moment, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna have like where like almost everybody dies and they get brought back to life in some way, shape, or form. There's gonna be time travel. I swear to God, there's gonna be time travel.
I
I know.
I believe
I already
I
know.
think
And you
there
know how
is.
it's gonna be? It's gonna be on a racetrack, and they're like, "Oh, how do you just gain speed on this?
You have to go
On
80 miles an
my
hour.
yeah." And you just gotta keep going, and then everything that we know about time travel is ruined. Anyway, anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Tell us how
God.
you really feel. How tell us how you
I just don't
really
see it. I just don't see the point. I don't see the point. I don't see the point. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm complaining. I am a complainer this episode. I am nothing but bad
No, no,
news.
no, no.
I am nothing but negativity.
It's it
Am I gonna go watch it? Yes.
Am I gonna be there opening night? Absolutely.
I just bought my ticket, or I just got my ticket for this damn opening night
Just reserve this
tomorrow.
ticket.
So yeah, here we go. Last but not
Yeah,
completely least,
final
we
topic.
got hmm just more movie news, guys. It's been a quiet week. So thank you again for just listening to us and keeping
Absolutely.
yourself and us informed.
Did you have this pulled up or do you want me to take it?
I do actually. So, I
All
mean,
yours then.
I had to Google it, and this is from movieweb.com.
Hmm.
And the article is written by Jonathan Fugi. It's published 2 days ago. So, Al Pacino, Viggo Mortensen, John Travolta, Shia LaBeouf, and more joined David Mamet's JFK mob thriller. I believe it's called Assassination. It's an upcoming project written and directed by Pulitzer Prize winner David Mamet, and he just announced the stellar cast with the likes of Oscar winner Al Pacino, Viggo Mortensen again, title, and then Shia LaBeouf. We're also going to get the likes of Bird Box and High Star Rebecca Pigeon, and Golden Globe nominator singer Courtney Love will be also joining the Pacino and the rest of the East A-list names in the movie, which all set to be launched in the Cannes market.
Yeah. Oh,
While details of the roles remain under wraps for now, it has been revealed that Assassination will be another retelling of the assassination of US President John F. Kennedy. Only this time it will be told from the point of view of the mob, which is interesting because I don't know if the mob was involved,
so
and I don't remember.
me personally, I don't know either. Obviously, there has to be some sort of truth to it. I don't believe they would make a film that, especially a historical, an unfortunate historical moment in American history, an unfortunate American historical moment. I don't believe they would do something that would alter the story that we already know. Obviously, there's so many
Oh,
conspiracy theories that revolve the assassination of JFK that anything is believable.
look, Fugi actually goes and states like starts playing around with the idea of the
Hmm.
theory, and he says the theory that the murder of JFK was carried out as a retaliation by the Chicago mob, and that it was in fact the mob that helped get Kennedy elected in the first place, has been a popular one for some time. We even addressed director Oliver Stone's Academy Award winning film JFK back in 1991. No doubt, Assassination will give audiences further insight into the idea while filling the screen with what are sure to be some more very powerful performances from some of the most talented actors of all time.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Uh,
Interesting.
I'll definitely be seeing this. This sounds very interesting.
This This is cool. This is
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know. I'd like to see it. I feel like it's gonna be one of those high stakes dramas. It might even turn out to be like The Irishman, but I feel like it might be completely different too.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I mean, Al Pacino is in it,
Because
so
mhm,
yeah.
yeah, and I mean Al Pacino, he's one of the greats. So that's great. I like Viggo Mortensen. He always plays interesting, crazy characters, personally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think yeah, I think this sounds like it's going to be really good. It sounds like obviously it's going to be dark. We have the mob involved. Um I mean the range
It's
of
technically
just
considered a thriller.
yeah. So okay, so even better. With some probably high influences of suspense within it. So I'm pretty I'm in. I'm in 100%. This seems really good. But
Yeah. Hell
yeah, no,
yeah.
definitely. I can't wait to see what their take is on what they're going to be doing again. Because like I said, there's just so much going on when it comes to when it comes to theories on the assassination of JFK. It's again one of the most unfortunate historical moments in American history. Um, so it's like it's
Yeah. It's
pretty
it's pretty
interesting.
brutal.
Yeah, definitely. There's theories of it. Who's the guy that who shot him? I don't remember his name, but there's rumors that he didn't even actually kill him. It was the actual driver. There was obviously actually now that I think about it, I do remember the mob. Thinking the mob was in on it. There's rumors that the CIA is the one that had him murdered. There's just so many theories and so many made up stories that who was actually involved with the murder of the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Who knows?
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
guess we're gonna find out. Details on the release of the movie are TBK, to be known, but we'll be posting you guys an update on when this movie drops and more details on these characters. I mean, on these respective actors with their characters too.
I think I saw it's confirmed to come out this year though. It's
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, and they're gonna film fast.
I mean, it could have already been filming. Because it's just like I feel like Al Pacino, kind of a low key actor. We don't know what he's really working on. Same thing with Shia LaBeouf. Excuse me. So it's just like who knows? Maybe it's just been filming and now we're getting words of it. Maybe it's just like one of those just production films that it's just kept under the wraps. Not much. There's not much buzz about it. Obviously, this is the first time I'm hearing of it. So it's just like I mean, and that's fine. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a great film.
Definitely. And we're gonna be covering it, so
Yeah,
stay tuned for you guys.
definitely be patient. You ready to wrap this up?
Let's do it.
All right, go ahead and
Sign us
sign us.
off.
Oh, I was gonna say you go ahead and sign us
Oh,
off.
okay. Well, yeah. Thanks again for tuning in to episode 116. We're very thankful. We love you 3000. This is basically season 3, Our Real Addiction. And we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Even on episodes that are shorter and just movie related, we'll be releasing a spoiler review episode on this Friday. So keep an
Yes,
eye
we
out for
will.
that. We'll be talking about Fast X, our thoughts, and our hopes to hopefully end this franchise soon rather than later. I'm just
Absolutely.
kidding. um, and as always, I'm Miguel,
And I'm Adam.
and this was Our Real Addiction. Sic Parvis Magna.
Sic Parvis Magna.